Hello, this is John from caveofprogramming.com, and in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to draw, well actually I'm going to show you how to create a surface view which will give us a place to draw on so that we can create our game in future tutorials. So we're just going to look at creating a surface view in this tutorial, which is the first step towards actually creating a game or some kind of animation. So I'm going to go to File and New Android Application Project, and let's call this Tennis Demo, because this is going to be kind of a tennis game. And I'll change the package name to com.caveofprograming.android.tennis, and of course you need to change that to something unique, not K for programming. And I'm going to set the minimum required SDK level to 11, just because there's going to be like literally one or two, I think, little things that I want to use from API level 11. So just for convenience, I'm going to target minimum API level 11, and I'll set the foreground color on this icon to something different as well. And let's just change it to a different icon so that I can recognize this particular game. Maybe I could have this. Okay, let's set the background to black and click next. And now hopefully we should have a functioning program that could be run. And I'm going to actually right click on this package and create a new class, so not an activity, just a normal class. And I'm going to call this Game View. And this is going to be a view being like a button or a text area or whatever. This is going to be a view where we draw our game. So I'll click Finish, and I'm going to go to this game view, and something's horribly wrong with Eclipse. So I'm just going to shut that down and restart it. And sometimes I find that this whole system seems to be a little bit buggy, and it seems like I can go for ages and nothing's wrong with it, and then I start doing stuff and everything's wrong with it. So let's just restart this. In fact, I'll pause recording of the video for a second. Okay, I'm back, and restarting Eclipse seems to have sorted that out. So I've got this ordinary Java class that I've created called GameView, and I'm going to say that that extends SurfaceView, which is a class that we can use as a view to draw stuff on. And let's add the import for that with Control-Shift-O. And I'm going to just click on the error and add a constructor. And the constructor that I'm going to add is this middle one here that takes a context and an attribute set, because that seems to be the constructor that the XML layout, well, the constructor that's used when stuff is inflated from an XML layout. And I'm going to put this class as a view in my XML layout. So I've added my constructor with the context and attribute set, and I'm going to go to the XML layout under Resource Layout, and I'll get rid of the default thing that's in there, the text view. Let's go to the text view of the XML. I did actually try using this this kind of visual designer. In fact, let's give it a go now. The problem with this is it seems to be horribly buggy, and when I try to use it, I end up having a big headache trying to get around the bugs. But I just want to try to see if I can use this to add my custom view that I just created. So let's go to Custom and Library Views down here and just see if I can add Game View. And I'll leave it at that. And now I'll go to I'll save it, and I'll go to the text view of the XML. And here we go. So we've added that. And I'm going to get rid of the original text view that was in there. And now I don't want quite these settings, so I'm going to change the ID to just Game, which I think is good enough. And the layout width I'm going to change to match parent. Layout height I'm going to change to match parent. The layout below, actually I'm going to get rid of that, because I'm not actually going to have anything in this layout. And let's get rid of the center horizontal, and let's get rid of this margin here. So what I wanted basically was just my view in the XML. And the reason that I wanted to use the visual designer there, which I don't normally use, is just that if you type it by hand, to get your custom view in there, you have to type the full package name. So my view is called Game View. That's just this class here that extends SurfaceView. It's just a normal class. But because it's in a package, and it should be in a package, it needs to be in a package, you've got to type the full package name and then the name of the class, and that can be a little bit cumbersome. But other than that, everything's completely standard here, and I'm just telling this to fill its parent, and I'm giving it an ID, and that's all there is to it. So now if I run this, what we should see is, actually before I run it, I'm going to do one other thing. I'm going to go to the manifest here, and I'm going to click the application tab. Let's maximize this editor and scroll down, and I'll select the main activity under application nodes, and I'll browse under theme here and go to system, and I'm going to change the theme for this activity to be theme.hollow.noActionBar, because I want this to be a full screen view. I want my activity to take up the whole screen. So let's just run this now and check that it works. And what we should see is basically a nice blank canvas that we can draw on, and I think it's going to be black because I haven't drawn anything yet. So with a bit of luck, we'll just see a big black screen with no title bar, and there we are. So that's it for this tutorial, and we're going to move on towards drawing some stuff in the next tutorial, and until next time, happy coding.